Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Welcome to the Pokey Casuals. Oh my god, I can't speak English. Lowkey
Said
Casuals.
pokey?
Yeah, I said pokey.
Rest in peace.
Well, I botched that intro. Well, welcome to our
Yeah,
podcast. This
we
is
have,
episode 12.
we've rebranded to Pokey Casuals.
We,
Yeah,
we weren't
pretty.
getting sponsors the other way, so we got to do it this way.
We'll have our new logo out soon. Be
It's
on the
gonna,
lookout.
it's gonna be a finger just poking some face or
Oh,
something.
I thought it would be like some kind of Pokemon parody.
Oh, I thought I was thinking like the Poke Bowls.
Pokey bowls?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
So we're the Pokey Casuals with the Poke Bowls.
Pokey bowls.
no. Our fans are called the Poke Bowls.
Oh,
Poke
nice.
Bowls.
But not bowl. Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Bowl Key Casuals.
the Bowl Key Casuals. I like it.
Ew. 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 Has anyone been watching the NASA thing?
No.
So what now?
The end of Flat Earthers?
And the flat Earth.
The flat earthers? No. I haven't.
NASA doing like a live stream of them at like the SpaceX thing or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes, I was actually gonna bring that up. Like, did you guys see it live?
No.
I did not.
Unfortunately, no.
I popped in for like a second and then left. I saw a bunch of people sitting down talking. I was like, oh, this is boring.
I mean,
But I saw like people in the comments were like, oh, like the end of like Flat Earthers and something like that.
it's like,
That is great.
That's great. Yeah.
This was all rigged. This was made up by the government.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna say that. I'm sure they're gonna be like, "This is too chill. They shouldn't be showing us this stuff. This is all classified." Oh yeah,
This is all CGI.
It's all
we-
CGI. It's all in the studio.
We have the technology.
We're supposed to be having, social distancing, and they're all next to each other in space.
Bye.
You're gonna get corona in space.
Oh, rest in peace.
I don't know. I haven't been watching it too much, but I thought it was great. I don't know if they actually showed like the Earth from their perspective, but if they did, that'd be great.
Elon
I think
Musk
they-
wants
I
you
think
to live
they
on
did.
Mars. You guys seen that?
Oh wait, what was it about
It's
him?
like Elon Musk wants you to live on Mars.
Man, that guy, didn't he get like a payout recently?
Who the
I thought it was something. He got some
Fucking-
payout.
Like, there's like a video of like him explaining to Jay Leno about the Cybertruck. He's like it's all reinforced. It's bulletproof against a handgun. He's like, well, why does it need to be bulletproof? Like I don't need to be bulletproof. He's like, and then he turns to Elon. He's like, because it's badass. And then
Nice.
someone comments on the video. It's like, this is the fucking CEO of Tesla. The reason why he made it bulletproof because it was badass.
You'd love to hear it.
I mean, hell yeah.
It's badass. I mean, dude's right though.
Oh, man,
Yo, it shoots missiles because it's cool.
Because
Why
it's
not?
badass.
I
Let's
feel like more companies should start doing that. Just add stuff because it's cool and not because it's functional.
There's only one Elon out there.
Oof.
And yet-
You heard that, government. Start mass producing Elon Musk. We
There you
have
go.
the technology.
There's only one Archangel, whatever
Well, in
the
other
hell
words,
name.
that they can make like their version of PayPal at the beginning and then work their way up to their own type of Tesla / SpaceX /
Call it-
foreign company.
Call
I
it
thought that
Boring
Edison.
company.
Call it Edison instead of Tesla.
Oh boy.
Because it's stolen.
Bruh.
That was pretty good.
I got history jokes.
You and Harry both.
Oh man, how is Harry?
He's doing pretty good.
that's-
He even
that's-
wished me a happy birthday.
Man's is chilling.
Oh, he's a
man.
legend.
But he did
I
it
know
in
he
such
he went
a
hiking
way.
yesterday.
All right, so he wished me a happy birthday, but like it was the most Harry way of saying it. It was 2 in the morning the day after.
Oh my
Amazing.
god!
But
Oh,
he,
so it's 11 o'clock his
but
time.
he was like, "It's still your birthday on the West Coast,"
That's great.
Sounds alright.
and I was like, "This man fucking waited the last hour to say happy birthday to me." But in my head, I'm like, this made me so fucking happy.
That's great.
Once we're able to like actually travel properly without this kind of fear of germ spread, we definitely have to go out to Cali.
I gotta go visit him.
Yeah, it's like really, it's a really fun experience. Cause they're like, you guys that haven't even been to the other coast really. Jonathan, have you been to California?
Yeah, I went to California with him for the first time in 2016.
Yeah, so like my first time was literally 6 months ago.
Mm.
It's definitely like a fun trip that we could all do together.
Yeah.
Yo.
Sure.
Do you guys remember, like, he recommended that we, like, do a tier list of specific chairs? Do you guys remember that?
What?
Oh, you weren't there?
What are you talking about?
No, he was like, "Yo, here's a suggestion for your for like a podcast topic." That this was around the time where we were still starting out.
Aaron, you want to know another topic he was talking to us, but this had nothing to do with the podcast. He was just telling us this because like he wanted our opinions.
Yeah.
It was when you wipe your ass, do you put the toilet paper in the garbage or in the toilet? And why?
It's toilet now. It used to be garbage.
It's pretty unsanitary if you put it in the garbage.
It'll
Well,
stink.
Oh,
It
It'll
also
well,
fucks
here,
up the
you know what?
plumbing.
I'll add I'll off of that. All right, after you take a shit, do you leave the lid open or closed?
Closed.
Oh,
Close
closed.
that shit.
Closed.
that shit.
I closed the
Shit
door.
down. Bruh.
Yeah, you gotta leave that shit closed because apparently, if you just leave it open, it's essentially the shit particles are just going up into the air.
Yeah, I know. My crap is is legally dangerous by the government, according to the government. It's a registered weapon. It's just they use my feces.
Your gas is against the Geneva Convention.
Oh, is it a class 3 biological weapon?
Oh, it's like a class 8.
If he shits outside of a bathroom, it's a war crime.
No. If I take a dump out, in a bathroom that is not mine, then it's considered terrorism.
That'd be domestic terrorism. But like, if you have to shit in the woods, like that's it.
They gotta call in the National Guard on you.
No, like IPA would have a field day.
You're right.
Dome over the city.
We're gonna have to do.
Oh man. IPA, pedo, that's such a what is it with governments coming up with stupid acronyms?
It makes it easier for the low tier.
The smooth brain.
Yeah,
Smooth brains.
There are SPASs.
Republicans.
SPAS.
Who said that?
Democrats.
I
They're
mean,
both horrible. Let's just get that straight. Both parties are awful.
Government is a thing?
Surprisingly, it is a thing, and it's the whole reason why cities are on fire.
I thought it was fiction. It's like,
Do you guys want to talk about that?
well,
George Floyd.
government. George Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's George Floyd?
Oh,
Are you serious, Aaron?
Aaron, where you
Are
been
you
for-
dead ass right now?
Aaron, I know you don't leave your house, but like, come on.
Look at your goddamn phone every once in a while.
Hold up,
Are you serious right now?
No,
bro.
I truly believe Aaron is serious. Like I think he's just like blocked like out
Yeah,
everything.
dude, you have no clue. I decided to go off the grid for like this quarantine.
All right, so Minneapolis has been in riots for the past week
Right.
because of a video that was circulating that clearly showed police brutality against
Mm-hmm.
this man named George Floyd. And what
Right.
happened was, in the midst of detaining him, he fell on his way to the police cruiser, and during that time, one of the
Oh,
two
he couldn't breathe.
officers, yeah, he couldn't breathe. So he has
Oh
he had,
wait, then I did hear about
okay,
this.
I was
Never
about to
mind.
say, what the fuck is the matter with you?
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's a hashtag going around.
Yes,
like everyone's talking about
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I was like, wait, who's? It's just like I'm bad right now, dude. Like, my brain is not working at 100% because I'm always
even the
tired.
players in the Bundesliga are speaking out about it.
Right.
Yeah, it went global. There, I think there was protests in Berlin and some other cities.
Yeah, I'm looking at like sources right now. There's
It,
a protest in London.
it's so like it's just so bad. Like like this year continuously gets worse.
But at the same time, I'm curious as like, what does this year have in store for us next? Like,
I don't fucking know.
it's crazy.
Like
Yeah, look at that. Santa Monica protesters clash with police. So this what happened?
there was. I mean, there's that. There's like
I mean, that's one of them.
there's like another. There was like a huge riot in Orlando.
Damn it!
Los
This one thing
Angeles, there
caused
was
riots
riots.
all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Because people are tired of it. All right. So I
Yeah.
was speaking to Sky about this. In the last couple of weeks, in the last like couple of weeks,
Right.
3 instances have happened. All right. We had that one guy that was essentially lynched in Atlanta when he was running, just
Right.
exercising,
That guy.
and he
Yeah, he was
gunned
jogging.
down by some police, like Atlanta police sergeant or something, and like two other guys. Um, After that, oh my god, there was another one after that. Well, please, oh man, I feel. Oh, what was after that? Shit,
I'm trying to remember too.
there was something before the George Floyd thing, and like, oh man, it's gonna bother me.
Wait. Do you remember like around what time? I'm gonna search it up right now.
It was recently, like this is like all in the span of like 2 weeks, I want to say.
or is it another police brutality thing, or is it just another racism thing? Because the other one I'm thinking about is the Amy Cooper situation in Central
Oh
Park.
yes, that is it. That's it.
Oh, that one.
All right, so the Amy Cooper situation, where she this lady screams at the top of her lungs, yelling and on the phone with the 911 operator, saying like an African American man is threatening me, and this man was bird watching in Central Park, and
Like,
What?
and he just didn't
if you,
want, and he was like trying to give like the dog a treat or something so that it wouldn't scare like one of the birds away, and this lady freaks the fuck out and starts
yeah,
choking the dog and starts lying on the phone while this guy's, and then there was that, and then now we have this. Like, this is too much. Like people are tired. Like now is like the time where like yeah, people are rioting. It's because they're angry.
Not to mention that we've been all cooped up.
Yeah, we're all cooped up. We're angry, and
Yeah.
like nothing's happening. Our
Yeah.
government is failing us. Like something's got to happen. And then
Something's gotta give.
it's like it's just like there's no more, like we're done taking your bullshit. We're done.
I mean,
It's like it's all it's what it is. But like I think the thing I want to point out is like as you know like yeah, this is pretty racist, but I think we should kind of go beyond that and say that this is more of a power thing. It's an authority thing. Because we need to understand that like yeah, this guy was white, but also like cops have like this, like they abuse their power and they get away with it so many times. Like my mom was telling me, is like, um, like how like there's like in our justice system we have like a three strike warning thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should be with cops. She told me that this guy had 13 complaints.
13.
13
Damn.
complaints.
Wait. Which cop is this? The recent one?
Yeah, the one that choked out
George Floyd.
Yeah, he had a bunch of complaints against him earlier too.
No, but here's the crazy part, right? When cops get like fired from like a precinct, what they can do is they can apply to a different one, right? Isn't that a thing?
I'm pretty sure
I don't know
it is.
about that.
Hold up, I'm gonna search this up right now because I remember vaguely that cops can like transfer to a different precinct with like a clean slate.
It should be like in the army. You are dishonorably discharged. You can't. You just can't. Like you should not be able to like have a badge anymore.
Yeah, or like doctors get their license
Yeah,
revoked
you
if they,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's stuff like that. Like you can't just like go to another state and apply and then it's like fresh. Like no, you like you take the whole idea of being a cop and twist it for your own benefit, and then like it's just like, and then you use it like as a means of your to abuse your agenda, and it's just like it's so bothersome to see, but like also like I'll point this out right now. It's just that like I will never understand the oppression that a minority will get. Um, like I was born, like I mean I was born white, so kind of like society already favored me speaking like yeah,
You don't know our struggles. It's like, nah, I'm kidding.
I mean, I
You grew up in Elizabeth.
I
You know
know
the
I
struggle.
have my struggles, but I'll never know what it's like to be black or to be like or like to have that fear of like when
Yeah.
a cop siren comes around. You know what I mean? Like I'll never
Right.
have that like that prejudice against me or anything like that. So, but I have empathy for it. Like I do like I'm empathetic towards it because like it is so fucked up that like it's like but also like if you really think about it, like like those people that like I don't see color, they're also part of the problem too.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like this is a race issue, this is an authority issue, and the problem is no one fucking wants to talk about it. Like everyone will dismiss it because it's just like, oh, it's this and that and blah blah blah, or like no one wants to take like no one wants to address the elephant in the room because it's too uncomfortable. But like we're past that point now. Like it don't matter if you're uncomfortable about it. This has to be addressed because otherwise there's gonna be an uprising. We're like we've seen citizens of a country take down its government. It's happened in Egypt.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen in Venezuela. And
With the help of the CIA, you gotta come on now.
I know, but even still, like that shit.
I mean,
For all we know, the CIA could be also orchestrating another takedown of our country. Who knows? Or maybe the KGB.
But if
Good
you
old
really think about it, the biggest
why not both?
threat to America is America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
are a danger to ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
It's funny though, we keep repeating the same mistakes. You ever notice that?
Of course we do.
We always repeat the same mistakes.
You think people learn?
Oh no! Are you kidding me? It's the whole.
It's pure arrogance. Like,
not even that. It's like the whole idea that history repeats itself because I mean, yeah, isn't that? It's also arrogance. Yeah, the reason why history repeats itself is because we're like, oh no, this will never happen again.
You know what's something funny though? Someone said that that the government cannot. It's like they were like, you ever think about how the government cannot alter history books from now on because now it's been so well documented.
Yeah.
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 One thing I remember, my sister showed me, what do you call it? I think it was like a footnote in her like history book where it's like, oh, and the Trail of Tears happened. It literally just one thing when it was like this big thing in American history,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now it's just like a footnote and it's just disregarded
Yeah.
when kids should be learning about that type of crap. That the guy on the $20 bill literally ruined a bunch of Native American lives.
Bro,
And it's not well documented because, whatever. But now, I mean,
I mean, people still think Benjamin Franklin's the president.
he's on the money. He's on the money.
He's on the.
Like, honest, how much historical significance does Franklin have?
I mean, quite a bit. I mean, he is one of the founding fathers. If you think about it, he was the first media mogul. If you think about it, because he had like a journal, right? He had a newspaper.
Yes, like you would print, he had his printing press,
Yep.
and that's how, like, all right.
He, plus, he was like an inventor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I call like politicians respected his opinion. Like he was a pretty well regarded guy,
Yeah,
So, but like I don't know.
but it's like beyond that, it's just like he's the one person that isn't a president. Like, money, and so the assumption that people make is that like, yeah, he was one of the presidents. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like you.
Oh, he must be a president.
No, that's so
on the
dumb.
money bills.
Come
He's
on
on the
now. I
money.
mean, like Ulysses S. Grant. Come on. What did that guy do? I mean, yeah, sure. Like he was like a Civil War general, right? But he didn't really do anything while he was in office. His entire cabinet was corrupt. If I remember that correctly, like he couldn't do anything. What did he do?
He was a Civil War general.
Ah.
You know how it be.
There's probably a different president that could have made it on the $50 bill, or like a
Oh,
different
I'm sure. I'm
different
sure.
historical figure
I
than
think
Grant.
I think JFK should be on the $50 bill. To be quite honest,
Why though?
why not?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He led us through the space
Uh,
race.
the Cuban Missile Crisis,
Pigs as well. Like,
and on the back you can have like a bullet hole, and a
Bruh.
picture of Marilyn Monroe.
no, that'll be like an Easter egg. Like, you have to, like,
You got to
like,
fold
put
it a
up
certain way.
and then you see the
There you go.
Like you'll just see like the picture of the White House, but it's different. It's like it shows you like this small line within it. It's like, oh, you see this? This is the path that he would take to sneak Marilyn Monroe into the White House. Oh man, no. To be honest,
You gotta shine on your UV
I
light.
want Harriet Tubman on like a piece of money.
Concept bill I saw.
Yeah, this should
Yeah,
be.
exactly. When I saw that, I was like, "Yo, I am down for it." Like, what do you? Because the picture that they wanted to use. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. I've seen like the concept.
Oh my God! Hold up. Like the face that she has on that bill would make you reconsider spending that money. Like she will help you. She will straight up help you. Oh wait, hold on. Where is it?
That would
Harriet-
that would change the entire like culture of hip hop. Instead of like it being all about the Benjamins, be all about the Tubmans.
All about the
That's-
Tubman.
Hold on, found it. I'm about to put it up in the chat.
Post it, slap it, make it rain.
Stream. This is like the best thing I've ever seen. It's like I would love to have this on a piece of on money. Like,
The 20 tub.
yeah, like straight up. She's like, you ain't about to spend me
No,
She's
for
like,
freaking.
I know you ain't trying to buy
No,
this.
it's
I
not
know
the
you
same
ain't trying to
as
buy
that.
this.
Like she'll be judging you based off what you bought. It's like, really? You gonna spend $20 on some toilet paper?
Oh man, use a washcloth.
It's called
Nah,
a bidet.
bidet gang.
Bidet gang. She'd be like, really? Another $20 on some McDonald's? Really?
How about a gym membership, you fat ass?
There you go.
Oh man, I would love to have Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Who else would be a good like historical person to put on like money? Ah, would Paul Revere make sense?
Nah.
No,
Yeah.
he only just warned everyone about the British.
So he'd be on a nickel, right?
He'd be on a halfpenny.
There you go.
Ah,
Isn't it crazy that like making 1 penny costs more than it's actually worth?
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
it's ridiculous.
Why do we have pennies?
I don't
Honestly.
know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it easier to round things up, maybe.
No,
No, not really.
opposite.
Not
No.
really.
That's what we should
No.
be doing.
Yeah, we should be rounding
nickel
up.
or something.
Yeah.
At least to the nickel. Yeah.
Like there's prices just need to be like a nice round number. You know, no like 445 or like oh that is like 567.
Pennies aren't even made with like 100% copper. They're
No, there's
copper-plated.
iron in there, right?
They're
There's
copper-plated.
iron in there.
Like, it's like
Yeah.
it's like some weird metal disc that they plate with copper because copper is actually expensive now.
Why?
It has
Because
a lot
copper.
of practical uses for it. Like there's a high demand for copper. Like
It's using like electrical wires.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
makes
like,
sense.
wiring.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
The pipes that heat up your house, that's all copper.
Yeah,
Yeah. Water pipes.
because it's a really good conductor and whatnot.
Yeah, so like there's a high
Yes,
demand
sir.
for copper. That's why it's pretty expensive.
Look at me knowing what conductors are.
Gold.
Nobody ever uses gold anymore.
You do realize the top of the Empire State Building has spikes of gold, right?
Well, yeah, but like, who gives a damn?
The people of New York that don't want to get struck by lightning.
Eh. It's funny though, like, gold is like this thing that everybody wants.
Gold, all right,
Right.
Gold is so overrated. It is a soft metal that's
Yeah.
very shiny. But it's
I was about to say that.
yellow.
It's like, I hate yellow too, but I'm just saying, like, it's like gold is so overrated. Why do we like gold? Like in all of history,
It's
gold is something we've fought over because it's shiny.
it's crazy. And it makes me sparkle in my eyes. I don't fucking know.
It makes me feel good inside.
You do realize we put that value on that thing, right?
Aaron, you're literally
I mean, yeah.
just describing what an economy is.
I know, it's crazy.
Like who
It
decides?
makes no sense.
Like,
It's
why-
a piece of paper. It's
You
like,
can exchange for goods and services.
I know. I'm kidding. No, but it's crazy. Like, whoever came up with that? Like, cause Marcko was sending me like these freaking videos about like the first artist. What was that like? Right?
Bro, if you really think about it, and let me point this out real quick. How did someone know to drink the breast milk of a cow? How did someone know which mushrooms were good to eat and which ones would not kill them?
Word.
How did somebody know that if you like for real, like how do people know this shit?
It's like
because if you really think about it, it's just natural selection.
word.
I
But
mean,
like that's how
right?
that's how it is. It's just like you really think like, so how did somebody know to just like go up to a cow, go up to its teat, and then just have milk and just pour it into like some sort of container, and then just drink it willingly.
Yo, I know for a fact someone was like, "Yo, I will." It was like, "I dare you to eat whatever the hell comes out of that chicken." And then like egg, bet. Ah. They're like, what even is this thing? Is this poop?
It's crazy.
What does it come in to show?
Oh man.
Like that type of stuff is just like it's
These are like the reasons why I want a time machine, bro. I want to be able to like, all right, how did we start this specific thing? You know what I mean? Like the origins of something.
and I don't want to think about time travel.
That, that,
That concept
that,
is just so like beyond my understanding.
It's
that is
so
for
wonky.
another podcast.
Like
That's wonky.
like you like it's like essentially if you time travel, you're making a new timeline.
Would you not?
Yes, but like who's to say that
Yeah.
you remember your previous timeline?
That's a paradox.
Exactly.
It's a straight up paradox.
Mm-hmm.
There's no I feel like there's no ideal way to time travel.
There really isn't. It's like you're gonna screw with it either way. Something's not gonna go right.
I mean,
There's too many factors to consider. Like an
Exactly.
infinite amount.
if you really think about it, time is a construct.
It's a concept.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all just part of the cosmic
Hey guys,
machine.
we should talk about Interstellar while Ahmed's not here.
Ooh,
Oh.
let's bash that film.
Talk about cosmic machine.
Yeah, let's talk about Interstellar. That way, like, we can talk about it without him being all, "Ooh, it's my
All
favorite."
All fanboy.
No lie though, that film was like, I feel like Nolan North was just Nolan North. What am I? Christopher
I
Nolan.
was about to say Nathan Drake.
I was like, wait, Nolan North. That doesn't sound like right. Christopher Nolan was like, I want to make a space movie, but I don't want it to make sense.
Well, he did a good job.
I mean, in all fairness, Aaron, that movie actually contributed to science.
It does. It does. Like it showed the first real black hole in cinema, which is really that's like a
Pretty
big
cool.
thing in science and in cinema.
Yeah, because it's not even, no, it's not even that. What they did was they went to actual like astronomers,
Yeah.
scientists, and they gave them an equation, and they took that, put it into a simulation, and that's what they got.
Ooh.
It was
Oh.
the first properly simulated black hole because money was involved.
Because money.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
Christopher
Money
Nolan
makes the
just
world
gets
move.
he just gets whatever budget he wants now. Like he wants
Like Michael Bay.
you know oh Michael
Michael Bay. he
Oh,
famously
Aaron's
gets
triggered.
money. What do you want? So, all right, so
Michael Bay makes most of his money by like being a propaganda director for the government.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna come in, and then 5 explosions happen. Story, but we're just gonna 5 explosions. Now the pyrotechnics bring everything up to explode.
All right, this
And
is
then you're gonna eat the bowl of cereal. Got it? All right.
I
All
love
right.
it.
this is the dramatic scene that we've been waiting for. You're about to confess your love, but then your tears start crying gasoline, and that will trigger the 5 explosions that'll come out of your eyes. Excuse me? Exactly.
Don't
Use
worry,
that.
We'll have a body double.
We'll have a body
We'll have a
double.
wax body double that'll explode.
Oh, Michael Bay. Can't believe I like that guy. My young mind was like, ooh, he brought Transformers to life. Robots.
Yeah, how did that make you feel?
And then growing up, I was like, this is utter crap.
They don't even use the same transforming sound.
Ah. But you know what? The one thing I will say that he got right in those movies was bringing back Peter Cullen to voice Optimus Prime. That's the only thing he got right.
I don't even think that was his choice. I think that was like purely executive decision right there.
Most likely, dude. He probably wanted like The Rock or Martin Lawrence or something.
All he cared about was like, all right, we have Megan Fox, great. All right, Megan, you're gonna look pretty, while Shia LaBeouf is being flung through wires after an explosion. Got it? All right.
Cue explosions.
How you feeling, Shia? Oh, this really hurts my chest. All right, we're gonna do it 5 more times, guys, until we get it right.
No, that's how movies be. They're like you have to do the scene over and over. It's tiring,
Well, yeah,
but
you gotta do it over because like, especially with what is it, like with special effects, you have to do the
you
shot,
gotta do. Yep.
screen plate, and then a shot with like the other elements in there that they need for reference.
Oh man, there's so much to. Oh man. Oh, I should tell you guys about like why. What do you call it? On when I was working on that indie film.
Oh yeah. How
Yeah,
did that
yeah.
go?
It went pretty good. It was a really good shoot, but like, oh man, we shot. I remember we spent so much on one scene,
Mm-hmm.
right? Trying to get different angles and whatnot
Uh,
because it was like a special effects scene. It had to have like I don't really want to spoil it. But it required something where it needed doubles, but we didn't have doubles for it. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Can I ask a question? Um, would you would you like to do a movie night with it?
A movie night, yeah.
Huh? Okay. All right,
Of what?
of your indie
Of
film.
my.
Is it not done
oh,
yet?
that's that film.
It's still being edited, my guy.
How long has it been?
I don't even know. But no, not a couple of years. It's been like a year.
Well, well, see, I follow this YouTube channel called Corridor Digital,
Right.
and they do a lot of they do like they're like an in-house like special effects
Special effects guys.
yeah, special effects guys. So they do like their own YouTube videos, but they also do like some big like Hollywood stuff. Like recently they did like a deep fakes for Snoop Dogg, like the deep faked fucking Tupac.
Ah, okay.
So like they're pretty like they're like really good like guys. But like they also go in like to like they also have like this series where like they'll go into like the behind the scenes of how certain CGI shots were done in movies. Like they'll
Oh,
bad CGI.
I know these guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw them. What do you call it?
They're Freddie Wong's old crew.
Yeah, yeah. They what do you call it? They turned Avengers rated R at one
They
point.
also did the Star Wars rated R.
Yeah, where they added like extra effects, hella blood and whatnot.
Like
Wow.
so I just wanted to what's your whole like have you ever like dabbled in special effects or like do you know like
I have, but it's never to that extent. It's usually more with like simple like effects, like I can make uh one person appeared as three different people.
Mhm.
That's simple stuff. I can make someone teleport using elements, like you do green screen stuff, but it's not like to like the point where it's super what do you call it? Yeah, super clean. Because like special effects is something that I haven't really mastered because I didn't really have proper training with it. I was more into like just editing simple stuff and writing scripts, you know, more behind the camera than editing special effects.
I mean, back in high school, I love that whole idea of like directing, shooting, and editing,
Yeah.
and all that process. But it's such a time consuming thing. And I don't know if you remember that video I used to do that I did for drama class, where we were supposed to make like a movie trailer.
Yeah, I remember that. It was you, a man, I think, Harry.
It was the whole crew. Franny was
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
there. Richard was there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And I remember the thing about that was like I wanted to put really horrible special effects in there because like that was the whole point.
Like it was like cheap,
It was like a really cheap budget action flick.
right?
Like I even put like a fucking like a cheap like explode like a cheap what was it like royalty free explosion. And then like the text comes in with the fucking name. Um, and the gunshots were literally just JPEGs of muzzle flashes that weren't even properly lined up.
I can do that. I can do gunshots. Hold up, let me find. I think it's still on YouTube. I do remember having practice with that though. Eh, But yeah, no, like I want to work with you on a film. No,
I
like,
told you, my talent is always available. I am my
So-
own agent, so.
so what do you call this? So this was something I edited for my video editing class. He gave us like a scene from like it was like one of those things where you like it's a scene package. You can edit it any way you want. Uh, so this was. I want to skip though.
To where?
Hold up, I'm trying to look for it. I should have. This was my rough stuff.
3 years ago.
Could you guys hear my snoring?
Were you storing?
Kind of. I was dozing off for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
Because
Wow.
that's what we need to know is that you are fucking snoring this entire time.
No. Like
Amazing.
I'm listening and I'm like, I'm awake, but I'm like, what is going on? And then I remembered, oh, I slept way too early yesterday.
So now you're feeling it now?
Yeah, I'm like, I have a glass of wine here, but I haven't taken a sip, so I know it's sleep.
Right. But yeah, no, special effects wasn't my thing. Oh, what? We're talking about something else now. You were so low, I had to like, what do you call it? I had to increase your volume a little bit, Chamba.
Oh, my bad.
Um,
I've been listening.
okay.
But yeah, most of my specialties in films are straight up documentary, like documentary style.
I mean, you seem more like in it seems more fitting for you to be in the director's seat, if anything. And then like you'll just have like your notes as to what the special effects team should do.
Oh yeah, and then this is a cut of this is a Doritos thing that I edited. It was a Doritos commercial for class.
Oh,
Called,
I thought
it's called
this would be for like the contest that they always.
Oh no, dude! I want to make one so bad. I have an idea for one.
You gotta be aggressive.
I will tell you my idea later in the chat because I don't want anyone else to steal it. Because I think it's a pretty good idea, and it will require a med.
Oh, it requires him. Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's like studying involved.
You're right. He's perfect.
Oh man, my favorite Doritos commercial's gotta be the time travel one.
Well,
Have you seen?
That was pretty good. Like, you're so old.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, and then the other stuff that I worked on was animation and whatnot, and a lot of freaking art house abstract films.
Speaking of animation, so Sky brought this up to me as like something we could talk about, but are you all aware of like how like the shows that we grew up watching have such adult themes and innuendos in them?
Yes.
That at the time it completely went over our heads, but if you look at them now, you're like, how the fuck did I miss that?
Yeah.
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 So I was just like thinking about some of mine, and I remember like one of them being like from like the Powerpuff Girls, where it's just like, they said that the professor made them by accident, and then their friends like,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah.
professor, I was an accident too," and like
Oh,
his face
I
was
remember
like,
that
what
one.
the fuck?
Face like, huh?
Um,
Oh, look at Ren and Stimpy stuff.
Ren and Stimpy.
Oh my
Well, all right.
Everything,
So
god.
everything
I
Ren
also
and
have to
Stimpy.
explain. All right, the thought process of cartoons at the time was so during the time like of the early '90s, Nickelodeon was just beginning, and Cartoon Network was still just airing Hanna Barbera cartoons, which is like Scooby Doo, Flintstones, Jetsons, all those very old cartoons from the '60s. So it was just literally them rerunning all that stuff. So they didn't have any original programming. So
Okay.
at the time, um, these networks were like wanting to produce original content. Um, so they were like, well, how do we do this? How do we get like these animators to make shows for kids? And so what they did was the direction that they gave these animators was that like, hey, make a show that you think people would watch, that you would like to make, and we will give you notes that will make it for
Oh,
kids, or make it like more like in line
family
with
friendly.
the censors. And so that's what they did. They made cartoons that they wanted just dialed back so that kids were able to watch it.
Like SpongeBob.
Exactly. So, which another one from SpongeBob is the one where he's like, "Here are like we was talking about the soaps, like two doubloons, don't drop them."
Oof.
And like, don't drop the soap. Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
that type of stuff where it's just like, okay, so it's like if you were thinking about it, it's like so the thought process is that like this is like it's just like they want to slide in jokes as like little Easter eggs and stuff because kids won't get it, but the parents will.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an enjoyable experience for everyone. Um, and also like the point of like, how did shit like Courage the Cowardly Dog make it to air? Like if you really think about it, like that stuff, like that type of stuff, like was scarring to me as a small child, and it was just like this was on air. This show that was so disturbing to me still made it air, but I still fucking loved it. I still love watching it, and I don't know why. Um, like there's just like a whole bunch of like those fucked up things, like the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. They would be so liberal to show like their faces being peeled off, brains being exposed, and all that
No,
shit. It's
it would
just
be like in that SpongeBob way too, where it's like deeply painted.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just very saturated and there's no blood, but here's all the guts and shit.
Mm. You know
So
what I watched a few years ago. What an explanation as to what made Courage actually kind of scary was that the actual like cartoon itself, like the way it was drawn out, was in one type of style. But whenever they showed the villain, it always came out in a different type of style compared to the rest. And the contrast just like amplified like
well,
how scary like I guess the thing was.
yeah, and the thing about that show is that like it's supposed to give you the perspective of courage. Because if you really think
Yes.
about it, it's the perspective of a dog. Like the reason why like their house is in the middle of nowhere, because like to a dog, they know like all they know is the house. They don't know what's out there.
Mm.
Like their perception of the outer world is kind of gone.
Yeah.
And also like if like a dog sees someone that isn't like they're familiar with, like they're gonna see as like a threat to them. Um, hence that being like like the villain or the thing of the episode like is pointed out like in a different style, so to speak. But but yeah, but even still, it's just like with all those themes in there, it kind of like just lingers on. Um, but
And
but hold on, let's all just make the point. We all know what the scariest episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog was. I hope
I
I,
nobody knows.
I think I know.
It was
I
the
think I know
fucking
it.
mummy episode with the fucking slab.
Yes.
The CGI
Yes.
mummy.
Yes.
The King Ramses thing.
Yes, King Ramses. The Ramses curse. Like that shit.
This ghastly looking freaking pale faced dude.
It was cheap CGI, but it was masterfully done. Like it just invoked like it just invokes so much feeling, like as like it just didn't belong there. Like it made you feel so uncomfortable looking at it.
But that's like the best thing about animation, though. It's like you can get away with stuff a little bit better.
Yeah, and you could do a lot more with it too.
Yep.
Um,
Like
Creative freedom and whatnot.
you know something I
no,
was
here's a
watching recently?
yeah.
I was watching Chowder recently, and the more I watched it, I was like, I had a more appreciation for it because if you really look at Chowder, all the characters, they're not like solid colors. They have texture to them, and that texture moves as they move.
Oh wait.
Like Chowder's
Yeah,
clothes is purple, but it's a purple with a slight pattern in it, so it looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's a moving wallpaper.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah,
Like Schnitzel, his his skin is also just a texture that like moves, and I'm like,
Oh, it's like the I forget. There's a cartoon like that. Anime uses it actually too. Usually with clothing. They usually use it with clothing. Trying to think these screen tone type effects.
it's called it's called a still pattern texture.
Right.
And I was just like, wow, like that. That's like such a cool and fun like like little thing to put in your animation.
That's layers, dude.
Yeah, like
Uh,
that's like it goes beyond
that's-
like first of all like it goes beyond the fact that you completely created this world that's food based, and all these characters that like all look unique and different. But to add that onto it really like just catches my eye. Um, it also just makes me think that like we're never gonna get those cartoons, or we're never gonna get like another one of the cartoons that we used to grow up on. Because like if you
oh,
remember guys,
for
we're
sure.
never gonna get
yeah,
another Ren and Stimpy. For goddamn sure, that's never ever happening
No,
again.
it's never happening.
We're never getting another modern Rocco's Modern Life. We're not getting another Cat Dog. We're not getting another Angry Beavers. We're not getting like any of that. We're not gonna get
Like,
any of that because
and any of the existing shows that started off that way that are still going, like SpongeBob, they're just gonna get watered down to the
uh,
point where it's like not even the original product anymore.
I mean the only granted though I think I'm only speaking about Nickelodeon because I know the thing is like Nickelodeon is very like they're very brand central. They're not Disney level, but they're very conscious about their brand.
No, you see, I don't think we're gonna get any like shows that are not afraid to treat their child audiences like mature audiences. You know what I mean?
I would disagree because I know that the history behind Cartoon Network is more experimental. Like the I know like
Yeah.
the guy the it was like the at the beginning the founder created this when they first started making programming he invoked this philosophy of that like we should we should experiment
Hmm.
with like our medium. So Cartoon Network is very experimental. I mean, granted
yeah.
though, there was the time of live action, which we don't fucking talk about
We
ever.
don't talk about that.
But that was experimental for them. That was like a you know something that
It
they
was
really
part of their
wanted to do.
philosophy.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
part of
part
their
of their
philosophy.
philosophy.
So I still believe Cartoon Network has that because if you really think about it, Cartoon Network is the
Had
one
the
that
best
has
rep.
Rick and Morty.
It has the best crap.
Has the best crap.
Rick and Morty. Enough said.
It has Adult Swim. Period.
Yeah, it has Adult Swim. The
End of
pinnacle
conversation.
of experimental animation.
Oh man! Speaking of experimental animation, have you guys watched Black Dynamite?
No, but like,
Yes.
it's just one of those things. I'm like, man.
It sounds so familiar.
Yo, that show is so good.
It's so funny. So funny.
There's this one episode straight up where Black Dynamite.
I really loved watching like the Boondocks. Like that was a show I really loved watching.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right now, Black Dynamite is not for those who get offended easily.
It's supposed to be a parody of the black exploitation era.
Black exploitation era, yo.
Yeah.
And there's this one episode where they straight up do Wizard of Oz, and like everything about it, it's like basically Black Dynamite. He's sort of taking like a day off, right? So the whole world is sort of falling apart because he's not contributing to society. And he's like, no, I took a day off. No one's gonna get their ass whooped. Nobody solved anything with me. I'm not gonna solve your problems. You solve it yourself, and the whole world just starts to like crumble. And he gets hit on the head, and he ends up in freaking Oz or whatnot. Some racist ghetto version of it.
Wow.
Oh man, it's so good, and it's so fast paced too.
I also think Tim and Eric was a very big contributing thing.
I don't think I've ever watched Tim and Eric. What's
I
Tim
don't
and
think
Eric?
I've ever watched it.
Like Tim and
I've
Eric
seen
it.
very like it was like this very like experimental comedy sketch show. Marcko, wake the fuck up!
Is he snoring?
Did he pass out too?
I think he did.
Yo, he might have.
This motherfucker is fucking sleeping right now. Hold on one second.
How do you know that?
No, we're doing this now. We're
How do you
doing
know
this
that?
fucking now. Hold up. We don't tolerate this. We don't tolerate this. You can sleep afterwards, but no.
He's an essential worker. Give him a break.
No.
Yeah, man.
It's only 9 o'clock.
The family.
Oh. This
This hasn't happened in a while too.
is he calling us?
You're calling him?
It's been a minute. Bro, if he's asleep, he's not gonna pick up.
My guy.
Oh my god.
He is out.
How the fuck are you gonna sleep during this time? All right,
It really be like this.
I don't mean. All right, hold on. I don't mean to put this on blast, but he was giving a med shit about this. Let's all
Wait,
point
about
that
what?
out. Let's all point that out.
Oh wait, we were giving him a shit for what?
Not
For
being
Ghost.
tonight.
Oh.
Marcko, are you awake? No, he's not.
Clearly not.
Yeah, he's out.
Out for the count.
1, 2. It doesn't matter if I count to 3.
I thought you were to count to 10. Last man standing.
That is awesome.
I'm just so dumbfounded right now. Like I can't even think. Like I completely lost my train of thought once I heard him snore.
What were we talking about before this?
I think old cartoons or something. Like I can't. It's just like it's bothering me now.
We were talking about Black Dynamite, I think.
Yeah, Black Dynamite.
It's something else. You were gonna transition into something
I was
else.
talking about Tim and Eric.
Oh.
This is some culinary.
Derailed.
Oh, this is great.
Oh my god. Maybe
Content,
I should do one of those things on TikTok where I'll play the fucking I'll play the FaceTime hang up sound and see what happens.
Quality entertainment.
Oh, Jesus.
Dun 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 dun.
Hold on. Fucking god.
This dude's been working all week too.
I got a med. Where are you?
He's studying. This dude becomes a doctor, doesn't know how to relax.
This man fucking graduating. He doesn't know how to relax.
Good ass.
It's like, no.
He's still on that study grind.
I feel like after he gets his certification, he's still just gonna fucking keep going.
He'll be like, what? A break? I have people to save.
I have exams to study. I have exams to study for.
It's like, I have to study the effects of ammonia on gangrene.
I have to study the future.
Gangrene.
It's like, no. But let it be a lesson to you folks. Be studious like a med. But not too much like a med.
Find a happy medium. That's all I gotta say.
You gotta find that middle ground.
You gotta be like a med, but also The Rock. I don't know what I'm trying to go for.
I don't think anyone does.
I just think that you have that one thing with The Rock.
Hey, I freaking love The Rock.
Doesn't matter what you like.
Set me up for that one. Okay.
I did.
Yo, I gotta start drawing again.
Yeah, where the fuck's the doodle of the day? Slacker.
Yeah, man. That was my one reason for waking up in the morning.
You want a doodle of the day?
Oh, Aaron, I think you missed out on your opportunity to ask me about my Instagram.
Oh, right,
Oh,
I forgot.
yeah. What is that?
I
What's
was
up
like,
with
I
that?
know I'm forgetting something. I was like, in my head, I'm like, what was that thing I wanted to ask Mike? Like, this was like when you invited me to the party, right?
Yes.
I was like, hey, Mike's on. And I was like, wait, there's something about Mike.
There's something about Mike.
You texted me and you were like, I know you said not to ask, but I gotta. You're the fifth person to text me that. I hope you know that. Like,
Really?
Yeah, everyone's just like, I know it says on your profile not to, but I gotta ask.
Word. I guess we're just curious people. I don't know.
And I'm surprised you even read a bio. But, so...
Hey, if it's a good bio, I give props.
It's fucking embarrassing, though. So... Shut the
Oh
fuck
my
up!
god, Marcko!
Oh my
Marcko,
god.
shut your phone off!
Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to speak.
Oh my god, Marcko!
Yo, he's getting louder. He's getting fucking louder. Hold on.
Dude.
Everyone, shut the fuck up for a second.
That's terrible.
This man fucking fell asleep on a live stream.
That's crazy.
Oh man!
Oh my! All right, so I'm gonna.
Thank you, JC, for the sub.
I'll put that on the fucking title.
Marcko falls asleep.
Marcko goes night night.
Oh god.
I can't breathe.
Or Rocket by Marcko or some shit like that.
Oh.
This is great.
All right, let me just get this Instagram story out of the way. All right, so it's kind of embarrassing because I accidentally deleted my main account.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Why?
You hate to see it.
it was not on purpose. This is what happens when you don't read people.
Oh man!
So I was helping Sky out with something, and I wanted to see I just wanted to take a look at like something because she was having problems like with her like one of her accounts that she made
Right?
because she's trying to make like a hairstyling account.
Cool.
Um,
Sure.
so and she was having problems that like some like it wasn't updating or anything like that, and I wanted to see if this was like an Instagram thing or a phone thing. So I went and made a throwaway account to just test it out and see if anything was wrong. And so I tried it and it was working for me. So I'm like, oh, this must be a phone thing. So I wanted to just so once I was done, I wanted to delete that old account. I mean the account that I just made. So um, I'm like looking through the settings and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, there's no like delete account thing anywhere. So I go on Google and it's like on my browser and it's like you have to like do it. You have to do it through the browser and then you have to go to the site and it's like okay. And it's asked like, do you want to delete your Instagram account? And I'm like, yes. I hit it, and then it takes me to mine, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do mine. So and I thought so like, oh maybe I have to sign on over to the other account, and which I did. So I was on that other account, did the link again, went through it really fast because I thought like, oh like I know what I'm doing. I put in my password and I hit delete, and it says now deleting Mike Wazowski. I'm like, no.
Oh.
And it
Oh
freaked me the
damn.
fuck out, and I'm like, no, no. I mean, granted though, like it's like social media isn't everything to me, but that was just like, bruh, that was literally 8 years of progress.
Oh my god.
Gone.
That's terrible.
Oh no! Our
fucking
meme ammo.
God.
Rest in
It's
peace,
a
Mike
good thing.
Wazowski.
It's a good thing I still have all those pictures, but fuck me, man.
8 years of meme
Years
ammo.
just gone.
Damn, yo.
But it does allow me to to see who will follow me back.
Hey,
All that.
this will show you who your real friends are.
That's true.
You right?
The holy fuck! Like I was just like no, and then like Sky was like, "What's the matter?" I'm like, "I fucked up."
Sky, if you're listening, this is your fault.
No, it's not
Like,
her fault. Do not put
I'm
that
kidding.
on her. I will fight you,
1v1 me, bro.
bro. You don't even leave your house.
Exactly, I
Alright, fine,
zone.
you gotta let me in, but I'll take off my shoes.
He's got home advantage.
I'll take off my shoes. Just let me in.
Oh man, that's funny though. That is funny.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh my god, what a fucking.
Damn, you had a smooth brain moment. That was like the smoothest of the smooth.
The funny thing was, I read it the first time. I'm like, no, I don't want it to be my account. I want it to be this account. So if I just do this, it should be fine. Oh my god! And I just went through it over, and then it's just like now deleting the Mike Wazowski account. I'm like, huh?
How?
Nani?
I signed into the other account. Explain.
Nanda?
And the thing though is that it sunk in that like, oh, all these accounts are tied to one main account. So
Dang, yo, that sucks.
Oh,
That sucked.
that is tragic.
but I mean the Lowkey Casuals Instagram is still up. We've seen this already. How dare you rehash it?
That's what
You're,
artists
re-
do, don't
you're
they?
reposting your own stuff.
Do you not?
I don't have stuff to repost.
I just delete the old thing and then repost it again.
Fine. You know what? Here's a meme. Meme of the day.
Meme of the day. Bruh.
This is like an awesome ass meme that I discovered today. I was like, yo, this is great.
Chasing people in their dreams so long, I forgot to chase my own.
I feel like it's missing a bitch in there somewhere.
Bitch. Scary Terry, bitch.
Oh man, Scary Terry. Scary Terry. Is Marcko still asleep? Can we still hear him?
Shut up and find out.
I'm alive,
Oh, he's
There he
alive.
is!
but I'm still asleep.
My guy!
Sorry.
We're ending the stream!
What?
Yes.
Is it tomorrow?
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
My guy, you missed it. Ahmed was in the chat and he was like,
Yeah, he hopped in.
he's being unprofessional and then
Popped
left.
in and he was getting angry because you kept talking shit. And
He was ready to start something, but you were out.
Yeah, he said like,
How unfortunate.
and he said like, if he wakes up now, I'll get on Apex right now.
Yeah, that's cool. He can go back to not existing.
Oh my
Damn,
god.
Ahmed's dead, damn.
We are no longer friends.
I don't know why he even joined.
I don't know how-
This man's
I don't
being
know
a
why he's available.
savage. This dude's being a savage.
Savage.
He shouldn't have the time to even look at his.
I mean,
To be honest.
if we're all honest here, we all know he doesn't need to spend the entire day fucking studying.
I don't know. I think he does.
Hashtag free Ahmed.
Free Ahmed, hashtag.
Hashtag everything else doesn't matter. No bathroom breaks.
Anywho.
Free him.
I fucked that up.
Free him.
What was that? That was, oh. Oh, boy.
Free him.
Who's him?
Moving on, smart.
Oh god. I think we should call it a day here. Before this hashtag thing goes out of whack. He's not such a shit. Oh, Keenfield.
Oh boy. Wait, hold on.
Amazing.
Hold on, I got something for you.
You right?
That's what it's fucking called, you fucking millennials.
That's true.
Lattice. Oh my god. Wasn't that like tic-tac-toe or multiplication or some shit?
It was the
The
dumb
multiplication.
Yes, sir.
No drug tic-tac-toe.
Oh man.
Alright guys. I think this is a good time to cut it off.
Sounds good.
Construction noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So where's that raids money? The NordVPN money, rather.
That's
I don't know. Has anyone reached out to them?
Got him.
// the fifth.
Alright. Thank you all for watching and listening. It's been another episode. Good episode.
Much fun.
Much fun. We're still on the road to getting that fucking sponsorship money. So tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell that one neighbor you don't really like anyway either. But good night. And see you all next time.
Bye. See ya.